Hello students, welcome to my channel Projectile. This channel is dedicated to the physics for the students 11th, 12th, CBSE board, UP board, whatever be the board, no matters. It's my own opinion that physics is not going to change. Whatever be the board, Newton's law remains same. And especially those who are preparing for IT, JEE, NEET and etc. Dear student, last video was based on projectile motion. It was the basics of projectile motion. I have gone through the simple problems. But today, it is just a standard of projectile motion, right? How the questions might be asked if you are an aspirant of IIT. Dear student, this is projectile motion part 2. Just a minute, please. Yeah. This is projectile motion part 2. A problem I'm considering, let a building or a tower h meter high and a body is projected with velocity u horizontally, right? You can imagine the path of projectile will be like this. What is this trajectory? Whether it is a parabolic, whether it is a elliptical, whether it is a hyperbolic, we have to find out the equation, and that particular equation satisfies to which trajectory, that will be the trajectory. Dear students, look here, throughout the motion, I'm writing a body projected horizontally from tower. Dear student, in the last video I have proved that projectile motion is an excellent example of two-dimensional motion, because where the body is following this curved path altogether simultaneously, it is moving along x and y axis both. When the body reaches here, in the meantime, body will travel this much distance on y axis and this much distance on x axis. When body comes here following the curved path, in the meantime body will travel this much distance on x axis and this much distance on y axis. And when body will be here, in that meantime body will travel this much distance on x axis and this much distance on y axis. Dear students, it's a bit of confusion in us that the three important formulas are related to the projectile motion. First one is a time of flight, second one is a maximum height, and third one is a horizontal range. If it is asked the time of flight, you write, I have proved 2u sin theta upon g. Maximum height, I think it was u square sin square theta over 2g, and range was that is u square sin 2 theta upon g. What question is that? Whether in all the projectile motions it is applicable? No. This is applicable only when the path of projectile is like this, means this is a y is equal to ax minus bx square. When your particular projectile follows this very equation, only then these important formula used to act. It is not important always to mug up the formulas, but you should know that where this formula you will apply. If you will apply these formulas in this case, everything will go wrong, right? Time of flight is what? In my last video I have discussed with you on time of flight, the time up to which body remains in air. Maximum height and range, the horizontal distance covered by the body during time of flight is said to be the range. Now dear students, what I said that these formulas are applicable to that projectile which has the standard equation y is equal to ax minus bx square. Parabola, and this path is a path of projectile here is a parabolic. Parabola has many standard equations. I have told you one a very important equation, ax square plus bx plus c is equal to y. If any equation is in this form, it represents parabola. Another equation here, y is equal to ax minus bx square, and it is like this parabola. Means why it is, if x equals to 0, you replace, then y is equal to 0. It means it passes through the, one of its part must passes through the origin. And another equation is this one represent y square equal to 4ax. This one represent y square equal to minus 4ax. This one represent x square equal to 4ay. And another one, it is x square minus 4ay. In all these standard equations, you must have observed here x has a power 2 maximum and y has a power 1. Means it can be expressed in terms of power of x anyhow, x plus something whole square like this. In all these cases, look here, y has a power 2, x has a 1, x has power 2, y has 1, and here the maximum power of x is 2 and y is 1. Anywhere in this universe, if you get an equation where one side x has a power 2 and y has a 1, or y has a maximum power 2 and x has 1, then always such equations represent a projectile parabola, right? Always such equations represent a parabola, right? Whether it is a projectile or not, I am not sure, but very confidently I can say, if an equation is such that one side has a maximum, one variable has a maximum power 2 and another variable, it is any equation which is consisting two variables, one variable has a maximum power 2 and another has 1, then always it represents a parabola. Now dear students, just I have said that the three important formulas, T is equal to U sin theta upon G, time of flight, maximum range and maximum height. That formula is not going to act here. You have to find out the same, that time of flight and horizontal range. Can you apply those formulas just a moment before I have written here? No, you cannot apply. Then what kind of formula you will apply? First, we have to find out that the path of projectile is what, whether it is parabolic or not, or it is following another trajectory. So dear students, here it is a building or a tower h meter high, and a body is projected horizontally with velocity u. Let at time t, the body reaches at point P, which has the position coordinate x comma y, right? What I have supposed, it is a h meter high tower and a body is projected with horizontal velocity u. At time t, following the curved path, body reaches to point P, which has the coordinate x, y. Dear students, we are applying the vector. In the case of projectile motion, the point of projection always assume it is origin. Let these 2 points are A and B. Dear student, in entire motion, there is one and only one acceleration is acting, and that is acting vertically downward. And this is the acceleration due to gravity. In this entire motion, there is one and only one acceleration is acting, and that is acceleration due to gravity acting vertically downward. Now, dear students, in time t, body reaches here. In that time, body has traveled x distance. It has the coordinate x comma y. In time t, body has traveled x distance on x-axis and y distance on y-axis. Now, you know, second equation of motion is s equal to ut plus half a t square. Dear students, I am converting for horizontal motion. In horizontal motion, how will write? Let S I am expressing by x, u as a ux into t plus half ax into t square. But ax is 0. There is one and only one acceleration that is acting vertically downward, and that is acceleration due to gravity, right? So there is no horizontal acceleration is acting in this entire motion. So I have written here Ax equal to 0. Now, dear student, what becomes x equal to ux into t, or x equal to ux is a the velocity of projection, or t is equal to x upon u, equation 1. For vertical motion, it is sy, I am writing this equation, uit plus half ay t square. Dear student, sy is here, it is a minus y. Because what I have said, if you are applying the vector, always point of projection considered as an origin. So it is a minus y is equal to ui. Initial vertical velocity is 0. Body is projected horizontally, so initial vertical velocity is 0. Plus half ay minus g. If you are applying the vector, there is no matter whether the body is going upward or coming downward. In all the cases, acceleration due to gravity is acting vertically downward. So you have to consider always negative. So dear students, what it becomes, it turns out to be, this is, or y is equal to half gt square. Now, you have got y is equal to half gt square. Dear student, y is equal to half g. T is a what? Now t is equal to x upon u. Replace this. So you will get y is equal to half g over u square into x square. This kind of equation you have got. Here y has a one variable, y has a power 1 and x has a power 2. It means it is an equation of parabola, right? It is an equation of parabola. It means if a body is projected from a tower with horizontal velocity u, it will come to the ground following the projectile motion, following the parabolic path. So the path of projectile here is a parabolic. It is y is equal to, and you can prove that this equation resembles to which equation of parabola? This is a parabola. To which equation of parabola does it resemble? Look here. Dear student, let it is some constant. Y is equal to, you can write k into x square. Or x square equal to 1 upon k into y. Or dear student, x square equal to k dash into y. It is following the equation x square is equal to k into y. Now, dear student, the equations of parabola I have written. This look here. It is a x square equal to 4ay, and this is x square is equal to minus 4ay. Origin is that much, right? Look here. Origin is your that much. So it is below the origin following this very curve, right? And this is, look here, yeah, this one is. So this equation is resembles like this, and so it is an equation of parabola. So when a body projected horizontally from a tower, then it will follow parabolic path, right? Now, dear students, very important. I have said that the last formula used for the time of flight and horizontal range is not going to work here. Then what kind of formula you will apply here? How will you find out the range? Let's do. I'm going to erase this. Dear students, look here. How we will apply? Consider this vertical motion. Let in time t body reaches from here to here via curved path. In the meantime, in that time t, body completes this distance on the y-axis and this much distance on the x-axis. Now look here. Dear students, for the vertical motion, Sy is equal to ui into t plus half ay into t square. Sy, vertical displacement, that is minus h, below origin, right? Body will come to from here to here, so displacement is minus h. Ui, initial vertical velocity is 0. So it becomes 0 plus half. Ay is a minus g. What I have said, that acceleration due to gravity is always acting vertically downward. There is no matter whether the body is going upward or downward. So dear student, minus minus will be cancelled. You will get h equal to half gt square or t square equal to 2h upon g, or simply t is equal to root 2h upon g. It is the time of flight in this case. In the last case, where the equation of parabola projectile was y is equal to ax minus bx square, that time you have find the time of flight t is equal to u sin theta upon g. Dear student, any formula is not a particular. Time of flight is a very time up to which body remains in air. However you manage, however you find, that is important. Formula is not important. So in this case you find that time of flight is a t is equal to root 2 h upon g. Now this is the horizontal range, right? We have to find out the horizontal range. For vertical motion, for horizontal motion, this equation will be, look here, it is Sx means x ux into t plus half ax into t square. First I have written this very equation for the horizontal motion. Now look here, ax equal to 0, ux equal to u. So x equal to u into t, and x equal to our range equal to x equal to u, and t is a root 2h upon g here in this way case. So in this case, range is going to be this much, that r is equal to x u root 2h upon g, right? Let's move further. Let this time again body is, in last case what I have considered, that body was projected horizontally. Let body is projected in vertical plane, making an angle theta from the horizontal with velocity u. Then path will be like this. Body will go to the body will go to the maximum height. Following this curvature will come to the ground. In that case, how will we find the time of flight? Dear student, again the same. Look here, you have a horizontal component u cos theta, vertical component u sin theta. Whenever you are considering horizontal and vertical component, always you need not to take cos and sin. What happens? Directly learn, if it is r, this angle is theta, then this component adjacent to the angle is a cos, and another perpendicular component away from the angle is a sin. If this have been theta, then it is r cos theta and this is r sin theta. Always remember. Now, dear students, some very small thing, little thing, tiny things you should remember to be fast, to be smart in calculations. Now look here. You have the two components, u cos theta and u sin theta, right? Body will travel, body is traveling via this curvature and comes down to here. In that meantime, it will travel this much distance along the x-axis, and when it is traveling on this path, on the y-axis, it will go from here to here maximum height and will come to the ground, right? Means time of flight is what? Either you find this time taken on this curvature, or you find the time taken in traveling from here to here on the x-axis, or find the time in which body begins its motion, goes to here and comes down to here, right? either this time or this time or this time. Actually, we do not have any process to find out this and this time. That is why always we apply whatever be the projectile motion, whatever be the equation of parabola. In all the cases, we used to consider only the vertical motion. If you will apply, second equation of motion is a s equal to ut plus half at square. For vertical motion, if you consider, that is sy is equal to uy into t plus half ay into t square sy. Dear student, the point of projection in projectile is always considered as a origin, right? So here is a point where on x-axis. On the vertical plane, on y-axis, body begins its motion from here, goes to here, and ultimately comes here. Initial point is this and final point is this. So displacement, vertical displacement is that much, and below the origin, that is why you will consider minus h. Ui is a what? This is u cos theta upward. So consider it positive into t. And ay is a minus g, so I am writing minus half gt square. Dear student, some value of u, theta and h will be given and you would be able to find out the time t, right? This will, if this is a quadratic equation, if you will solve this, because I am just trying to let you understand, let you learn, right? In the examination, there will be value of u, theta and h will be given. If u, theta and h is known, then you can find out the time of flight. Now look here. Range will be what? Range will be consider its horizontal motion. This equation for the horizontal motion, it is ux into t plus half ax into t square. Ax is 0. There is no horizontal acceleration is acting, so r is equal to ux means u cos theta into t, and t you will find out from this very equation, and you can find out the range. Dear student, someday might ask the maximum height traveled by the body. Maximum height traveled by the body. If it is asked from the ground, this height is given. If you will be able to find out this, then you can add these two heights and it will give you the height traveled by the maximum height reached by the projectile from the ground. Now, how you can find this one? Very simply, now we are applying, we are trying to find out this, let it is h dash. It is this kind of projectile. First, we are considering only this part, and this has the equation y is equal to ax minus bx square, and you know this h dash is equal to u square sin square theta upon 2g, right? If you will apply, u theta will must be given, g is known to you, and so you can find out the h dash, and in this way if you will add h and h dash, this will result the maximum height achieved by the projectile from the ground. Now dear students, let's move. Another part. Let this time, again it is a tower of height h. Body is projected neither this way in vertical plane, but vertical plane downward like this. Yeah. With velocity u, making an angle theta from horizontal in this way. Now what happens? This is u cos theta and this is u sin theta. But in vertical motion, again I am considering the point of projection as an origin. The time up to which body follows this curvature and comes to A. In the meantime, it will travel from O to A on y-axis and from A to B on x-axis. So for the vertical motion, the displacement will be minus h. That is s. That is y equal to, you can write uyt plus half ayt square. Equation is this. Uy is what? U sin theta vertically downward, so I am considering it negative, into t. Ay is a minus g, so it is. Or you might write h is equal to, just multiplying by negative, you will get like this. Dear student, this is again, you have got a quadratic equation. By solving this, value of t can be found. U and theta h must will be given in the question, and you can find out the t. And range will be what? In the same equation, for horizontal motion, I am writing this way equation how? Look here. This is actually x means r, range. This is ux into t plus half ax into t square. Continuously, number of times, numerous times, again and again, I am writing down the formula. Why? Because you should be used of using these formulas, right? You should be used. You should not be confused. That is, again, ax equal to 0 ds, so r is equal to ux into t. In this way, ux is a what? U cos theta into t. T you will find out from here, and in this way, the range in this way question also you can find out. I'm sure you people would be following. If you have a problem, do comment. Okay. Dear students, I'm moving further. Just erasing this one. Let a projectile is like this. It is an inclined plane, right? This plane is an inclined plane, inclined at an angle theta. And a body is projected from here in this way and comes to here, right? Land here. Let it is point of projection of this is A. Now, dear student, let it is U. This angle is alpha. Now, dear student, G is always vertically downward, like this. In whole motion, G is acting like this. Look here. If this is theta, this is 90 minus theta, and this is theta, this is 90 minus theta. So you can write this is a 90 minus theta. Look here. G has a component along this. G, look here. G is this. This is 90 minus theta, so you can say it is theta. This one is a 90 minus theta, so you can say it is a theta. So it is a G cos theta and this is G sin theta. Sorry, it is G sin theta. You can say. What I have said, this angle was, this is theta. I just drawn it to meet to the ground. If it is theta, then this is 90 minus theta, so it will be theta. I have made here G is vertically downward, this angle is theta, so this component is G cos theta and this component is G sin theta. Look here, when you are considering that kind of projectile, G was vertically downward like this. Now here G cos theta is acting this downward. Now this is similar to this. So in this case, that if you are trying to find out T is equal to 2u sin theta upon G, time of flight in this kind of projectile, you have proved in last video I have found that time of flight T is equal to 2u sin theta upon G. G was what? G was acceleration due to gravity and theta was this very angle from the ground, right? But in this case, this very angle is a alpha. So time of flight becomes 2 u sine alpha, right? Not theta. Upon g, g will be replaced by this value, right? And that is g cos theta. In this case, g was acting this. On this, the component of g which is intersecting perpendicularly to it, that is g sine theta. This will be formula. Or h is equal to u square sine square theta upon 2g. That was a formula used in that one. How will you transfer this formula from here to here for this particular projectile? That is h maximum, that is equal to u is a, that is u here is a u, again u sine theta will be replaced by alpha over 2 g. G is a g sine theta. Sorry, this is g cos theta. I'm sorry, it was g cos theta. I was a bit confused. This component is g cos theta. You have to consider that component of g which is intersecting perpendicularly to it. Because like this, g was intersecting perpendicularly to the ground. In the same way, ground is here. So, which component of g is intersecting perpendicularly to it? That is g cos theta. So, it will be here also will be g cos theta. And here also will be g cos theta. Right? Range also you can write. Range was what? Range of this question. Range r is equal to u square sine 2 theta upon g. That was the formula used in that one. Right? In this very projectile motion, we can write the range r is equal to u is a u sine 2 theta will be replaced by alpha over and g will be replaced by g cos theta. Dear student, this was the second video. Bit tough, the standard version of projectile motion. I tried my best to let you to understand. If there is a problem regarding to my videos, or if you have a bit of confusion, then do message, okay? And least but not last, if you think that my videos are going to be beneficial, then please and please share, subscribe my videos, like my videos, share and subscribe, and must put bell icon so that you might be notified about my next videos. Thank you. Meet you in next video soon.